Hello everyone, I am back for another process video of my gratitude journal. And I did before, after I closed the video last time, I did go back and do some stitching. Had difficulty with my sewing machine, which was not fun, but I got it straightened out, I think, and I was able to go through. It shows on the back as well with it. We're going to one day finish that side too. And I just, this acrylic paint sticks together, if you've not ever noticed that, and you can put some oh no, I'll get to it in a minute. It just left my brain. All right, so what I want to do, this is still too busy for my liking. So I want to do some more stenciling through, some more painting through a stencil to knock some of this back. And I put some matte medium. I don't know why I'm so frustrated with my words. Anyway, I put some matte medium in this golden Titan buff, and I believe it's going to work now. I tested it out on my paper. Now this paper is what I'll use the next time I do a scrap diary. Okay, so I've got somewhere, here we go. I am clumsy and forgetful, and cold wax, that's what I was trying to think of. You can put cold wax on it, which will cause it not to stick together. All right, so I've got this, and I mean, I'm not gonna go everywhere on it, but you can see that it's doing a better job than it did last time when I was working with it. And I got too much paint there, but that's okay. And I'm just gonna go through and in some places put paint through the stencil. Let's see how that looks. Okay. Don't get too much paint on your makeup sponge. That's the secret. I moved my paper, and I think now that this entire paper can be visible, so hopefully I won't get out of the camera again. I've got some other stencils pulled out too that I will use in a minute. Okay, put that aside and get another one. Straighten those circles up, and then I moved it. It's one of those days, but I will persevere and get through this. This stencil has got a lot of different things on it, and I'm just trying to go through and pick up various ones. Okay, let's do this. I haven't seen anything yet that you're working with me. I hope you are. I am very excited that I've gotten some new followers, which is always an exciting thing, and I'm actually over 600, which is so wonderful. And thank you all. Okay, I'm going to try something different. I've got this Lucas. It's more liquid than that golden. And I'm going to put some of that out and try that. It's about the same color, but you can tell by looking at it that the thickness is just dramatic, the difference. Let's get a stencil before I do anything. Let's see how that looks. Well, not really any different, but I'm going to continue on and maybe use some of both of them. This one it does appear to be a little more yellow than the golden. My threads are going to end up being colored as well because they're dragging through the paint. Okay, I've got one more stencil, so let's try some of this, see what happens. I may pull some other stencils out and see if I can make a bigger impact. Okay, just going to kind of go back through and see if there are any spots that I particularly want to knock back the color. I need some more. Running out of paint. Well, no, I'm not. I've got plenty of that. Okay, so I've about used up my paint. And you can reuse these sponges if you wash them out immediately before they dry. Or if they dry, you can always cut this part off and use the rest of it. But I'm going to drop it in a cup of water that I have on my desk. All right, so now the other thing I want to do in this video I mixed up some coffee, and I just get Dollar Brand. You're not going to be drinking this stuff, so get the cheapest coffee you can find. And I don't know why I ended up with Maxwell House, but that's what I ended up with. And I put some in this jar, and then I put warm water in it. Actually, the water was kind of hot. But anyway, I mixed it up, and it's best if you mix it with at least warm water. It'll dissolve better. I'll try not to put that in my pan. So I've got a brush. This is a kind of a ratty brush, and it'll make some marks that I think might be interesting. At least that's what I'm gonna try. So I'm just dipping it in the coffee, and I'm gonna just randomly put it on places that I think need it. Now this is darker than it'll be when it dries. I'm kind of just going over the white parts, and as I'm moving this way, the coffee's running, which is fine because it's, you know, got the peaks and valleys in it. Before we do anything else, I'm going to have to hit this with a heat gun. And I'm not sure how much I'm going to do because the last two videos have been pretty long. And, you know, I thank you if you make it to the end, but if you don't, I understand that you have more things to do than just watch me for 30 minutes. Now I could put it on this, makes no difference because I'm gonna cover it up anyway. All right, so I've got it all. I'm gonna get everything back over on my desk, and I'm just gonna let it run. And you can see, and I'm gonna get some coffee on the back of this, which is fine because we would do it anyway. All right, so I'm gonna get my heat gun out. Find it. I thought I knew exactly where it was. Okay, here we go. So to me already, just putting the stenciling through the paint through the stencil and doing this coffee addition has made this more appealing to me. And I don't know about you, but I hope so. If not, leave it out. And I may, the other thing that sometimes I use, I mean, obviously, if you don't like the smell of coffee, don't use it. You can use tea, and that's fine. It gives color too, and you brew the tea to a strength and darkness that you like. And the other things that sometimes I use rusted water with rusted, pins and needles and bolts, screws and bolts and all that kind of stuff. I think that's about dry. Okay, since this is my klutzy day, one of them, I'm going to put the top back on this before I knock it over. All right, so this is what we have so far. That's pretty wet. Move around a little bit. You can also, while it's wet, you can sprinkle some coffee into the, well, let me do that and show you what it looks like. I want to find a spot. I think I like this one. And I'm gonna just spritz it with some water. And then I'm gonna take the coffee ground crystals and just, put a little bit on there. And then I'm gonna wet it, spray it again because it's not a lot of water. And I'm gonna dry this. And it's gone into the valley there, so it's going to be dark in that spot. Shake it a little bit to get some of the excess off. And this is considerably darker than what we did with the with the coffee water. I also have, I have powdered carbon that I could use, but it's really black, and I didn't want to do that on this. Okay, so that's what it will look like if you decide to sprinkle a little bit of the coffee directly on the paper when it's wet. It's obviously darker, and if you brew your coffee darker, like I could put more crystals in that water, and it will become darker. Or you can use it just a lighter candle. So at any rate, I think this is probably enough for today. You see the back is already deliciously grunged. For today, also have coffee on my paper when I get ready to do my scraps diary. I don't know if you've watched, I've got a few of them out there, and I have put these videos for the gratitude journal, I put them in a playlist, and I'll be continuing to add them there. So if you want to just look for that, and if you miss something or whatever, they'll all be there together. Okay, so this is it for today. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for being a subscriber, and it means a lot to me, and I'll talk to you later.